Hey, everybody. Welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast that asks the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
No, CJ, man, how's your week been, bro?
My week has been pretty good. Week 2 of rambling and gambling, and I'm up $1,300 in 6 poker game.
On a fucking tear.
Yeah, man. I've enjoyed life thus far, but I heard you had a big weekend at an anime convention.
Yeah, I did. A friend of the show came down and hung out with me, and we went to Anime Matsuri. But really, that wasn't the more fun draw, man. The BDSM club that I'm privy to opened back up, and that's always a fun time, man. Because I hadn't been around in a long time, really. A little over 3 years, probably. But
were get masks required because of COVID? Or?
Nah, nothing like that. They said in the disclaimer, they're like, if you're not comfortable with it, don't come.
Oh, all right.
And because they're not keen on exactly telling people what to do exactly. It's a really non-judgmental crowd, actually incredibly friendly. Probably the second most friendly place I've been, next to the hippie bar that I used to work at, where you were basically in an extended smoker circle. That's the closest thing I can compare it to. But I was there with Leo, and that was a good time, actually. We were talking about this and that. Leo was getting hit on by some cougars. That's always fun. And then, man, we left and went and saw the real freaks, man. We went to fucking Anime Matsuri. And, oh, man. So
now, at some point in the year, you're going to go to this BDSM club and realize that I was right about eating ass all along.
No, you said that eating ass is better than eating pussy. I beg to differ.
It is.
No, it's not. We've had people calling us going, what the fuck is wrong with you? They're like, I can't believe CJ's a true degenerate. How can you say something like that? Oh my God. But man, if you love eating ass so much, man, there's some big asses at Anime Matsuri. Because all the chicks that go to this thing, they're either like tiny little waifs that have that are barely there, or they weigh like 1,000,000 pounds.
Well, let's not get too carried away. I didn't say eat an area code. I said eat ass.
Now, every once in a while, though, you'd see like some Latina chick or something like that that's just that's actually right. Woo! Oh shit! And they're wearing like bodysuits of My Hero Academia characters and shit like that. I'm just like, man, I forgot that freaking chicks can be hot. Fuck. But man, so what Leo and I did was we went to all the 18 plus panels, except for Hentai Fest, because that shit was fucking stupid. Man, I don't even know how many people were in that line. It became an event for us just to walk to the end of the line. I don't even know how many hundreds of people were waiting in line to go to Hentai Fest, but we were like, nah, fuck this. And we went to a panel called Lewd Posing, and it was basically an OnlyFans model that was presenting to this whole group, trying to basically tell people how to take fucking pictures and how to make your ass look bigger. And this chick, it was the embodiment of all the bad shit that can go wrong with a woman to make them just absolutely insufferable and a pain in the ass. Like, oh my God. Like, what fucks with me is this chick isn't even all that. She's just skinny. She's like fairly tall, very skinny, and has probably 32 C's or something like that. Like big-ish tits for her size. But she's got no ass, although I'm sure she can photograph it to make it look all right. But this chick has no booty meat, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 90% of what I've seen from OnlyFans, from the weeks and all that, it's just girls that are 5s and 6s. And really just a dude's overpaying for what they're receiving.
I actually saw this chick earlier because she's wearing like some see-through skirt and like a thong. And she was going around stepping on people. And Leo and I were just posted up, like taking inventory, trying to figure out what we're going to do. We look over and see this chick. I'm like, damn. I'm like, wait a minute. At first I was like, is that a dude? Because she doesn't have like a womanly figure exactly. Because she's got like, it almost looks like HRT done right or something like that. And when, like, potentially, and when I walked by, I thought that was the case because like I saw like her neck structure and I was like, oh, I think that's a dude. And then it ends up, no, she is a chick, but man, she just preyed on nostalgia. She's just a cosplayer and people like looking at that for some damn reason. But this chick, she said she was at the top 0.26% of OnlyFans. And I kind of did a little bit of looking to see what that really means. This chick makes about $1,000 a day, or not? No, sorry, a week. She makes about $1,000 a week.
So $1,000 too much.
No, I take that back. I fucked that up. It's a day. Yeah, she's making $1,000 a day, which is fucking crazy.
She's making $7,000 a week, which is $7,000 more than she should be making.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But also, I kind of noticed something when I was trying to research this shit. There seems to be a shitload of people that claim to be in like the top 1% of OnlyFans. And I think that's because there's a lot of like flash in the pans. Apparently they take inventory of this shit every 30 days. So some chick will make some TikTok or something like that, which is what happened with this broad. It'll blow up. People will flock to the OnlyFans. They'll drain that fucking bitch dry, post it all over the internet and leave. And then this chick will never stop claiming that she's the top whatever percent of OnlyFans. Although they don't really want to talk about how much money they actually make. Like that was kind of hard to suss out. That was kind of difficult actually. But this bitch was making enough money that she hired her best friend to be her flunky basically and follow her around and fucking do all her other shit. And it was just fucking gross. She just like randomly flashed her tits. And at one point she was like bent over the table and her thong didn't really cover much anything up. And I'm like, oh my God, like this chick's ass is fucking like blown out. Like someone's just throwing D batteries in there or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is this shit? But
well, if she wants someone to cripple her emotionally as much as my legs are, you know which podcaster to call.
Right. Now, also, a funny thing happened. Here I am, sailing around on the USS internets in the dark, dark places, and I happened to find a thread about buck-breaking porn. It's a thing.
This was a thing for a while, but we were talking about it a little bit earlier, actually. And I think they were just looking for, a term to call it. Because race play or whatever has been around forever. I mean, I've had my flings with a couple of black chicks who are into it. I think buck breaking kind of mainstreamed it and gave it a term. But,
yeah, it definitely made it more popular because how else are you going to look for it? You'd have to like look for race play and then like filter through a bunch of shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. Now you could just type in buck breaking and hear black dudes talk about how they want to drink the white man's piss. It's fucking insane. Like I was not fucking expecting that. But you should totally, if you're a patron of ours at the $10 level, listen to our commentary on buck breaking because that shit still fucking makes me laugh, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, dude, and also Tariq Nasheed was on Who Are These Podcasts? He was on Quint of the Week, and just listening to this guy try to work a Skype call was one of the funniest highlights of the week. So I'm going to plug that right at the top of the show. Who Are These Podcasts was great this week. Go ahead and
absolutely.
download it.
Yeah. Carl, I'm coming for you. We'll have a battle of the soundboards one day. I'm coming for you, sucker. But let's get into the show proper. And since, I was talking about some conventions and shit like that, I want to talk about CPAC. Who gives a shit about CPAC, man?
Not me. I'm sure a lot of people do, though.
Not really. It's just people that care way too much about politics. The people that are consider themselves like politophiles or whatever the fuck you want to say. They're the only ones that would even give a shit about this. That and like hardcore conservative people that really care what these people have to say. But this year's CPAC in Dallas was a fucking shit show, dude. There was so much fucking insane crap that happened. Like,
how many times, let me ask you this, Adam, how many times was Born in the USA played at a loud
every
volume?
time someone came on stage, they're playing Born in the USA, not even listening to the lyrics. Like, that, you already know that's what they do. Either that or they're playing Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
But, man, like, Mike Lindell was there at one point, the My Pillow guy, and he's doing some presentation, and a reporter from Salon started asking him questions about what he thinks about Donald Trump still being president or something. And Mike Lindell's like, "Hey, look, there's Ben Carson." Grabbed Ben Carson out of the crowd. He's like, "Here, sit right here," and basically made him sit in his spot trying to do the show or something like that. And Ben Carson's like, "What the fuck is going on?" This Mike Lindell dude gets right up in this, like, he can't hear what he's saying, but man, he is fucking screaming at this fucking dude, doing that shit where he's about to like poke him in the chest and shit, just going off on this motherfucker. And
I'm sure they gave Dr. Ben Carson some hood flashbacks back to his childhood.
Dude, Ben Carson is more fucking senile than than our president right now.
Really? I had no idea.
Have you heard that shit, the fucking face swaps theory?
No.
Dude, it's like Castor fucking Troy as Donald Trump or something. That's the conspiracy.
So Joe Biden is Donald Trump.
Yeah, secretly.
Oh, it checks out to me. Makes sense.
And some of the interviews done by people that are going to CPAC is just about as crazy as you think it is, because these QAnon people don't exactly go away, and no one can exactly agree what the conspiracy is, but it's happening, man. You better watch your fucking ass. And Donald Trump Jr. got on stage. This dude is fucking sweating bullets, dude. He's got this fucking panicked look in his eyes. He's giving the fucking jazzers, dude. This dude is fucking lit like a fucking Christmas tree. Just kind of randomly going off. And he tried to say a joke, be like, the conservatism, Texas is always leading the way. And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, but these Austin people, they're holding you back. Now you're like 25th. And everyone's like, He's like, huh, come on, guys.
You mentioned that he might be hopped up on something, but I don't think he's cool enough to do drugs all the time. I think he's just an awkward motherfucker.
Man, he's probably got like some old fin from back in the day or some shit like that. Like, he looks fucking twacked out. Either that or this dude gets so fucking nervous about shit. Like, he was sweating bullets, dude. And his speech didn't really go much anywhere, really. It's kind of the same platitudes that they always say. They're like, we're taking the country back and we're going to fight for what America's really about. And I'm like, well, they're fucking great. That's what everybody says. Like, congratulations. Like, there's this other chick that was making a speech, Lauren Boebert. Now, you didn't know about Lauren Boebert until today.
Lauren Booba, yes, I now know about her.
And yeah, so I think, what'd you say, that she had the best tits in Congress? That's
yeah, way better than AOC. I know a bunch of people that spoke out about the way AOC looks. This chick is like Sarah Palin back in her prime. Oh man.
this bitch is fucking nuttier than squirrel shit, man. She like comes out there and she's like, the government is just supposed to protect you from foreign powers. You know, we don't need your benefits. We don't need your welfare. We don't need your Fauci ouchie. And I'm just like, stop fucking talking. It was funny about her fucking going off and saying that they don't need the welfare. She grew up on welfare, man. She was eating government cheese and everything.
Well, you know, if they're gonna make women run for position of power, why not give the hot ones a shot? I mean, Hillary Clinton is a hag. Nobody wants to vote for a hag. Get a nice face on there, you know? They're all saying the same shit, and at the end of the day, they're gonna do nothing but make Israel richer, so who cares?
Man, she does seem like the type that would really support Israel. Like, she was carrying on. She said, like, in Colorado, the pandemic had marijuana dispensaries open and churches closed. We'll never have that happen again. I'm like, bitch, you're not going to get another fucking, century pandemic anytime fucking soon. So, and but there is one incredibly annoying thing about this chick. She talks with the black girl swing, man. A lot of sideways head movement, a lot of hand gestures going at you. The only thing that's missing is the clap. She's not clapping at you when she's trying to make a point. That's about it.
Where are we at on the finger waves? Is it every other syllable, every other word? What's the finger wave rate?
About every sentence. She'll do the thing where she'll point her finger out, then turn her hand upwards and kind of flick it back in, and then bring her hand back into her body. So she's like, and then I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But she's real animated. But damn, this chick actually does look pretty good, I gotta admit. Although she has like 4 kids, and she seems like the kind of chick that has a very, very ill-kept dog because all she knows how to do is yell.
Well, I'm not really worried about the kid. I'm sure she'd got a good gyno, given that she's running for some position of power, and her kids are already being raised by Consuela, so I'm not worried about that either. But I say it's good for America that we let these hot chicks run things.
It definitely makes the internet a more funny place because, God, as soon as I started talking about her, we were looking up the stuff on Reddit for CPAC and everything else. My God, there was just gold everywhere. I felt like a happy merchant, dude. I'm just like, oh my God, the memes, the hilarity. I was fucking wrecking myself just reading shit about fucking Laura Boebert and all the political shit. And the whole time at CPAC, every single one of these people would randomly talk about how they want to fucking slap Nancy Pelosi, and that they're gonna power bomb AOC off of the Capitol building or some bullshit like that. Same fucking shit, even though they're not doing a motherfucking thing.
Here's an idea: Lauren Booba versus AOC mud wrestling match. Winner gets a seat in Congress. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Well, and the Lauren Boebert chick's definitely going to bring her gun. She wants to bring her gun fucking everywhere, acting like she's going to fucking do something. Man, she's not going to shoot a damn thing. All she's going to do is shoot these nuts in her mouth. Yeah, God, but CPAC, man, fucking CPAC. It's such a fucking waste of time. And the people that actually care about it are old ass boomers that still watch Fox News and politophiles. And then, don't forget your normal, Republicans, conservative sycophants. And the conservatism side of it is what's really fucking weird because there's a real religious base there. Caitlyn Jenner showed up and was getting heckled. People were booing her. And one of the dudes was like, hey, Bruce, do you care about this gay stuff that they're teaching kids in the classroom, Bruce? What about Jesus, Bruce? And I mean, just following this dude around to try heckling him while this dude's black bodyguard is just ooh, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm sure Jesus eats Wheaties. Okay, Jesus loves Bruce Jenner.
Oh fuck. Well, Well, really, man, that's all I gotta say about CPAC, dude. So, what's your first topic for the week, my man?
My first topic, so there's a theme with both of my Who Gives a Shits, and that is racism and unnecessary places. Now, the headline is Race Norming and the History of Medical Racism. Now, my hint for the outlet that wrote this clusterfuck of an article, this is a place that you think that I would have brought in before, but I have not. It's a liberal, far, far left-leaning publication, and it's only a website. That's the hint.
It's only a website. Huffington Post?
No, you're close. This is from Vox.com.
Oh. Huh. So I heard about this a little bit, where if I got this right, they basically, when there's a cognitive test to determine if there's brain damage, they used to start black men at a lower scale so that they wouldn't have to pay out as much. That's what I heard about this. But
it starts with that. It starts with that, but it takes you down a whole road of twists and turns, and they just try to connect everything, man. It felt like I was reading an extension of Buckbreaking with all the reaches that this article was doing. So it starts with what you said, which is there were two black NFL players. They were linemen, I believe, offensive linemen. And they sued the league because they argued that the test that they did, it's a process called race norming, according to this author. And what that did was it would put black people at a lower IQ. So the payout for them to get compensation, it would be a lot higher than the white guys, because the white guy would have higher IQ and therefore could show brain damage more easily. That kind of makes sense. But then it just makes leaps, like gigantic leaps that are just like, what the fuck are you writing about? Adam, have you ever wondered if...
Is this like the environmental racism?
It's a lot like that, dude.
Oh no, they're about to fucking blame everything on race, aren't they?
Adam, have you ever wondered if a kidney transplant was racist?
I'm sure it is.
Well, you're absolutely correct.
Black chicks being fat as fuck is probably racist too.
Yes. That's literally in there. But the fact that black people have diabetes is just a stereotype, and it's not real. That's one of the points. They got it wrong.
We know why black women are fat, and it was designed by the white man to make black women unfuckable to black men to turn them gay.
I mean, when has Dr. Tariq Nasheed ever been wrong?
You've never been wrong, man. He knows all about the black penis obelisks all over this country.
But anyway, man, the first thing it gets into is how kidney transplants are racist, and this is when it starts to lose me. So the reason kidney transplants are racist is because they cite a study that said that black people have improved muscle mass, more muscle mass than white people because of slavery. Now, they linked this study in there, and I clicked on it, and when you click on it, you get a 404 page, which is, I found out that this whole article is based on a study that doesn't even exist anymore. It's not even on the fucking internet, and it's been overturned. It got to the point where it got peer-reviewed, and it's been basically overturned and vetoed because there's a bunch of race-baiting bullshit in it. that really is not on the basis of anything. The other
when you said this, and I was kind of looking into it, I was pretty confused. As you know, back in the day, I was training to be a nurse, and in my pathophysiology class, they talked about the necessity to determine like race as far as treatment is concerned, on account that black women tend to have the healthiest immune systems that are out there, followed by black men, then white women, then white men, and Hispanics are actually somewhere in the middle or a little bit higher. But usually, it's black chicks that have the best immune systems whenever you're having to worry about drugs and things like that.
Now, the only thing I could find that is true that the article touches on was that black men, for some reason, have a longer Achilles heel, which is why they tend to be faster athletes than white people. But in the article, they make a leap to slavery, and from my research and even the study that it cites itself, there is no slavery linkage to the long Achilles heel. They just said that is how black people are genetically, formed. It's just part of their genetics. It had nothing to do with slavery. And the next thing is how black people don't have diabetes, and that is a racist thing, which I was surprised by, because when I took my racism class in college, one of the points that they harped on all the time was that America is racist because in black communities they have fast food restaurants, and that's why black people have a higher rate of diabetes. So I generally thought that that would be the consensus of the left. But now they're just denying that black people get diabetes at all, which is fucking strange. Fucking strange way to take it. And lastly, the other thing that is racist is cancer drugs are racist. Chemotherapy is racist. Did you know that, Adam?
I have not heard about this at all.
Chemotherapy is racist because it apparently, according to this lady, has deeper effects on the black male metabolism. Now, she cites a study, again, it's the same study from 1999 that doesn't exist, and I have not found this anywhere else. But according to her, chemotherapy, when done on black males and females, it causes them to throw up more, and it slows down their metabolism, making them fatter. Now, I could not find this anywhere, so I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but there is a lot of strange twists and turns in this article.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is what the fuck, Vox?
I guess I can be kind of a blue-pilled beta cuck at times.
Like that like that's a hell of a claim, and on its face it doesn't sound very true. And God, I would look into it, although I know it's fucking straight up bullshit. I got a really fucking bad record so far. The medical racism thing has always been like, I don't know, it just doesn't smell right. They're trying to break this thing down. Anytime they can only break something down to racism because of unconscious bias. That's when I'm like, I'm not buying that. You're going to need to find something else. It's like the most convenient, like, you can't disprove it. It's it's an open-ended thing that you can say that you can't even really argue with. You're like, well, we know, but you can't know, you know.
Well, it was like watching a train wreck, man. It started to make sense when they were talking about the football players and the lawsuit being thrown off, and then this bitch is just like, kidney transplants are racist, and chemo drugs hate black people, and it's like, whoa, how did we even get here, Jesus? But it seems that a lot of people do give a shit about it. And it's doing a lot of good for Vox because this is the type of article where you read the headline alone and nobody will actually look into it. And they'll be like, see, hospitals are racist, medicine is racist. Look, it says right here. It's one of those types of articles. And I have seen it circulate throughout Black Twitter when I was researching it. So it seems to be a very hot clickbait thing at the moment.
Man, I had some black partners of mine. They would just straight up not go to the doctor. Like, they refused. And anytime it ever got brought up, it was the same thing every time. They'd be like, man, you ever heard of the Tuskegee Airmen? The Tuskegee experiment? And I'm like, yeah. The government's going to experiment on you if you go to the doctor. Oh. It is kind of a weird history with it, though, because there have been some fucked up shit that doctors have done, like in the past to black people. But that shit is long since gone. And some of the Reddit things that people tried to explain with this thing, I knew that people didn't understand science, but I didn't know to the scope in which people do not understand science. It's bad.
By the way, I'm going to end this Who Gives a Shit by saying George Lopez, for getting that kidney transplant, you're a racist piece of shit, according to this article.
Fuck you, George Lopez.
Fuck you, George Lopez.
All right, so let's get into our favorite segment, man. I've been looking forward to this one because this was going to be fucking on fire. It's fucking To Catch a Redditor. All right, let's start off with something light. This is a topic that I'm going to be bringing in next. This is about the Cuba protests.
From r/news, Datch2K3 writes, I feel that the Cuban government probably actually likes the embargo. It's a built-in excuse for the failures of their regime. I can only imagine how much better it would be if American dollars could stream into the country unabated. Salty Lemon Sour writes, Japan is letting their people die as well for the sake of the Olympics. Slightly off topic, but not really.
Right. I don't know how people aren't able to. He's like slightly off topic, but no, not really. No, that's way the fuck off topic.
That's not even the same country, dude. What the fuck?
It's even the same fucking anything. Like, they're not protesting in Japan, the fucking oppressive regime in the country. They're not fucking communists over there, all pissed off about dying from not having medicine and food and shit. And that's fucking retarded. But let's do one about your medical racism.
From r/science, Trinliak writes, yet another factor when new drugs and treatments are tested, they're usually tested to see how they suit or work for white males. I've heard from medical people that a dosage of something that may work just fine for the average white male may not end up working at all, or may be too high or low a dose for someone of a different race or who is female. It's often not even as simple as adjust for the patient's weight.
Man, when you start off a sentence with I've heard from medical people, you know some knowledge is about to be dropped.
Oh man, knowledge, motherfucker. This sounds like it's out of some, like, your feminist theory class. Where they're like, oh yes, the white supremacist, patriarchal medical researching people only research drugs for white men. No one else gets drugs. And we hope it goes wrong on them, actually.
You know why Tylenol was white, Adam? It's because the oppressive white male made it that way.
Well, you know why they put cotton on top of a bottle of Tylenol?
Let me take a guess. A racist white male.
Well, it's to remind the black people that they picked cotton before they sold drugs.
Oh, damn.
Hashtag knows racists. All right, I'll keep on going with this medical racism.
More from r/science. Inkseep writes, there could be a completely valid reason for the difference. To normalize a test, you give the test to a sample population, then check the results. Once you know a normal range of scores, you can apply the test to a target population. If the original test shows a bias, then it'd be reasonable to reflect that bias in the target population. So far, no article has explained the design of the test or how it was normalized. All we know is that it looked biased on this end. Good science is junked up by people who have no idea how science works. If you have a drug that works for one race, but a different drug that's effective for another race, you should get the drug that works for you. Don't ask for the white drug if science says it doesn't work as well for you.
Don't take the white drugs. It'll gunk up science.
Well, the white drug is cocaine. So I don't know what this person at Reddit is talking about. That works for all ailments as the American West.
Oh, man, they're talking about they're trying to talk about normalizing, they were talking about the normalizing of the in the NFL shit, and then they just ran fucking wild. I don't know how the fuck did they end up to white drugs from normalizing a test to try to understand bias. God, fucking Reddit. All right, we got one more for topic you're going to be bringing in about the NFL in Washington.
From r/Washington NFL. Sealandax writes, people are blowing that particular quote into something way larger than it is and also misinterpreting it. Just because they use that bullshit excuse for warriors doesn't mean it disqualifies 90% of the English language. Renegades, in pretty much every shape and form used today, uses a cowboy motif.
Kind of inclined to agree with them, man. I know what you're bringing in next. It's, about the Washington football team. But
yeah, the very memorable franchise rename, the Washington football team. Everybody loves those guys.
I mean, you jest, but you're not wrong. I'm never going to forget the Washington football team. It was such a fucking botched idea, but it's so stupid that I'm not going to forget it.
Yeah, well, Dan Snyder and pals are here to make it a lot more stupid. But we'll get into that later.
Well, let's get into what people think about Lauren Boebert at CPAC. Here we go.
From a poll found on Our Politically Not Safe for Work. How sexy is Lauren Boebert? Nad Shad writes, weird hot, though, kind of like if Tulsi Gabbard made a baby with Sarah Palin. Hard Roleplay writes, she's dumb as fuck, but hot as hell, too. I'd pound the shit out of her. A deleted Reddit user writes, I literally voted for her because she's fine as fuck.
Bam!
Writes, if she never spoke or articulated a thought, she'd be an 8 out of 10. The moment she opens her mouth, 2 out of 10.
Wow, Reddit is on fire, man. That deleted Reddit user, I'm pretty sure that was me, because that's my same philosophy, man. Let the hot chicks in there.
Based, and, if I dare say furthermore, quite red-pilled as well.
Oh, man. So this is pretty much how all the people at CPAC were talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
From an anonymous 4chan user. She's so fucking annoying. The way she talks like a little girl who knows she can say whatever bullshit she wants because daddy's not far away and he'll punch you in the balls if you ever tell her to shut the fuck up. God, I hate her so fucking much. But I also want her to catch me masturbating in her office and humiliate me in front of her congressional staff. I need her to be ashamed of me and keep me around as an emotional punching ball. Call me a traitor, call me a leftist, I don't care. I'll go full democratic socialist just to get a closer look at her skin pores. I'll sell my ass to Antifa for a ride on her Milky Way. Fuck nationalism for a look in her eyes. Fuck the free market for a glimpse of her movement of her hair. Fuck Trump, fuck the wall, fuck the white race for a drop of her sweat on the tip of my tongue. Yes, I said it.
The based Christian right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for traditional Christian values, everyone.
Oh my god. People are really obsessed about this bitch a little bit too much. Oh god. Let's get out of it to catch a Redditor. Oh fuck. So what you got for us, man? What's the last topic, bro?
Well, I got the Washington football team. Now, this is a press statement from their website directly. I'm not going to make a guess the outlet because you can't find this anywhere else. It's just a press statement from the team president. And they have said that they finally have a list of names. Now, I know you're excited for this, Adam, just as much as I am. But they are no longer going to associate with anything Indian or anything to do with the Indian genocide, except when you look at the list, that's not really the case. Now, To Catch a Redditor, you just played, a guy mentioned about how they were going to call the team the Washington Renegades, which is slang term for cowboy, pretty much. So they've already dropped the ball on the nothing to do with the Indian genocide promise.
Man, yeah, you're right about that.
Would you like to hear all the captivating names that they came up with, Adam?
Yeah. Hit me with it.
The Washington Wolves, because we need another animal name in the NFL. Not enough of those.
Okay.
The Washington Monarchs, because this is America and we live in a monarchy.
But the Washington Monarchs.
The Washington Monarchs. I don't even know what logo that would be. Who the fuck knows?
What oxymoron is that? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just retarded.
Yep.
Okay. Next, what else they got?
They got the Washington Presidents.
Oh.
Very predictable, very lame. I myself think they should call the team the Washington Pedophiles and just replace the Red Man logo with the side profile of Jeffrey Epstein. But they probably won't do that.
There's a surprising number of pedophiles in Washington. I mean, yeah, on brand.
At one point, this one had been downvoted to oblivion, thank God. But at one point, they were considering the Washington Senators because let's hype up the Senators. That's a real cool team name, huh?
That's terrible. The Senate has an approval rating of like 13% or something like that. Everyone hates the fucking Senate. Like, if they said like the Washington Statement or Statements or something like that, or like that sounds kind of cool. Not really. Man, they're not really coming with anything that I feel that pops, dude. They got anything else that they might want to name this fucking team?
Honestly, the best one they have there are the Washington Wolves, and that's not even that original.
Well, there's another name that got floated out there, the Washington Commanders.
I think this is the best name. It's not even on their name list, but I saw this on Twitter. The Washington Generals would be fucking badass. I think you could market the shit out of that. Have like a cool George Washington, military looking dude. Washington Generals. That's something I could get behind.
Isn't that who the Harlem Globetrotters play against?
I mean, are the Harlem Globetrotters around still?
Well, they always play against the same team. Hold on. Man, I might be fucking tripping. Yeah, it is. It is the Washington Generals. It's an exhibition basketball team that plays against the fucking Globetrotters.
Oh, well.
They never win.
That's why that team is out for copyright issues, obviously. I guess we're going to have to get hyped for that Washington Senators game on Thanksgiving. Huh, buddy? You ready?
There's not even a cool senator. Like, nobody oh god, this is fucking terrible. How are they botching the fucking marketing for this so fucking bad? And on top of that, the NFL is just lame right now in general. They're turning everything gay, and they are just acting shitty overall. They've rolled back the rules so that it's not even fucking fun anymore. I never really liked football that much to begin with, but it's just gotten progressively more and more lame, and people are exiting in fucking droves, and they're not coming back. People would rather watch fucking college ball right now. Like, I don't know. How do you fuck this up so bad? They were on top of the fucking world.
I mean, I honestly, as lame as the Washington football team sounds, that's more hype than the Washington Senators. I can't imagine going and getting drunk and cheering for a team called the fucking Senators. Never in my life would I do that shit.
And although the best thing that the Onion wrote a really great article a long time ago about the Washington Redskins, and the headline for it was "Shifty Heeb refuses to change offensive name."
That's
And
pretty good.
I thought that shit was so damn funny. So I totally ripped off that joke. That's why I called Ben Shapiro a shifty heeb, because the fucking Onion brought that term to my attention.
Well, Dan Snyder is one of my favorite people around, and he originally said that he was not going to back down, never change the name. He even got an Indian mouthpiece to say that it wasn't offensive and white women need to shut up and just move on. But apparently he forgot about all that, and we got the Washington Senators season to look forward to.
God, stop saying that. Every time you say it, I'm like, God, it would be fucking typical, wouldn't they? Like, whatever's the worst possible choice, that's what the fuck they're gonna do.
We
Because
got
fuck me, I
senators.
guess.
We got senators and monarchs, man. Are you excited? Come on.
They're gonna change it off the senators because they're gonna say that the Senate is mostly men and that it furthers the patriarchy and that it represents the Electoral College, which was designed to keep the black man down or something. Man, it's never gonna fucking stop. It's never gonna stop. God, like, the only reason I even care about this at all is just because it's getting brought up in the news and people fucking talk about it. I just want it to go away so I can stop giving any shits at all.
I agree with you, buddy, but I have a feeling if they're gonna pick any political title as their name, it's gonna be right back to square one, dude.
Oh, well, they said they're gonna unveil it in fucking 2022, and I'm sure when that happens, we'll be talking about it again. So you want to slide into the last topic we got for this week, man?
Let's do it, buddy.
All right. So this one is about I want to know who gives a shit about the protests in Cuba. So a bunch of people took to the streets and started fucking smashing shit Antifa style. And really no one got hurt particularly, but they're protesting the government for botching their healthcare system and not getting anyone vaccinated and the food shortages. And people are pissed. And this was a weird one because it was sort of a little blip in the politosphere, but it kind of had a ripple effect amongst other people. And it was the people that gave a shit that made me want to talk about this, because all the young people don't care. No one cares. Some of them will try to get a jab in on Trump and be like, Obama lifted the sanctions and the embargo and Trump put it back and that's why they're fucked. And nah, they got a fucking brutal dictator that runs the damn country. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? Like, he actually gives a shit about the people that stay there, and then he cares about power.
Wait, you're telling me the movie Bananas is a lie and Woody Allen dressed up as Fidel Castro? That's not a thing. Woody Allen's now running the country.
I forget who's running the country. I wish the mob was running the country, man. Like Godfather 2, you know, I want the mob to go back to Cuba so that we can have casinos there and you can fly to Cuba and have a good time smoking cigars.
Hell yeah,
that would
dude.
be nice.
Cuban cigars are fucking awesome. That's what I know that place for. And that's what I know the country for.
That's what pretty much everyone. That's all that it's really known for. And rum. That's about it. So, I mean, sounds like a all right place, except for it's got a really shitty political system, and America has really hated them for a long time. And man, people really have, some of these boomers have not let this fucking Bay of Pigs Cuban Missile Crisis situation go. They're still got a fucking hard on for Cuba, and it's typical fucking Red Scare shit where like, these damn communists in our backyard, they need to overthrow that government right now. And I'm like, man,
Joseph McCarthy was right. We never should have got rid of him. That kind of thing.
I mean, sort of. There's people are standing in solidarity with the protesters. And when I say standing, I mean fucking shooting out tweets. Like Ben Shapiro shot out a tweet. He's like, Cuba's liberty has been delayed for 3 generations. It's time for the communist tyranny to end. Tell the Biden administration to strengthen, not weaken, its sanction on the oppressors of the Cuban people. That's fucking stupid. If you increase sanctions, the people that run Cuba aren't going to feel a damn thing, man. They still got their freaking candy on their desk. Like, there's nothing stopping them from getting what they want. All it's going to do is just hurt the people that live there a little bit more. But I'm kind of, on the flip side, I wouldn't mind if the freaking government of Cuba burned to the ground and had a revolution. Because, I mean, they, like, what? Get with the fucking program. America's always been a NIMBY country where they don't want anything happening next to them. So they're not going to let them go. They're too fucking close. And we don't want another like Cuban Missile Crisis with China again. So, they should just get with everyone else and start playing nice with the U.S. and ditch all their communist shit to make the boomers happy. They really should.
Man, I hope you're right on this one, Adam, because I watch a lot of mob YouTube. There's a lot of ex-mob guys that have YouTube channels. And man, they got pictures of old Cuban casinos and, what Cuba was like in the 40s. And that looks like a good fucking time, man.
Yeah, like, that does sound pretty fucking sick, actually. Oh, forgot. So Ben Shapiro did the typical cringy Ben Shapiro thing, and that tweet that I just read, he retweeted it in Spanish so that the Cuban people could see it, even though their fucking internet is turned off. The only people that care about this are that are actually like people. There's some people in like Miami. There was like a demonstration of like Cuban nationals out there. But there wasn't a whole lot of them. And then Marco Rubio was like, yes, we stand with the protesters in Cuba. And then it's like,
nobody saw Marco stand with how short that guy is. I don't know
Marco
why he tweeted that.
It turned into a robot on stage. He could only speak the same line over and over again. Fucking Trump blew his ass out the water, made him look like a fucking fool.
Oh,
so
man.
I don't know why he's saying a damn thing. He should still be bowing his head in shame and wander off into the forest.
He got worse treatment than Jeb Bush, and that's fucking impressive.
Man, it really is. Oh, but man, people. There are some real lefty style people that care about this because they want to just out of nowhere run in there and be like, their government's failing not because they're communist, all right? It's because they didn't do communism right.
Yeah, that's not the kind of communism I would refer to.
Yeah, I never heard that argument before. Oh, but
the one in Imagine, that one, that's the one that I want. The one that John Lennon is talking about.
The main reason I wanted to bring this in is, besides the Cuban nationals that are protesting in like Miami and the actual protesters themselves, everyone that cares about this is very annoying to me. Like, just a real fucking obnoxious piece of shit that I really don't want to hear from. And so that's why this was, for me, the perfect who gives a shit to bring in, because the only people that give a shit are obnoxious boomers and pieces of shit that care too much about fucking old politics. And there's very little that's more obnoxious than old politics. God.
Yeah, it's the people who have portraits of John F. Kennedy hung up on their fridge. That's the people talking about this. I kind of give a shit about it, but only because I want Cuban cigars and Cuban casinos. It's just Vegas
both,
is
brother.
Vegas is really cucked right now because of the whole shutdown thing, and their mayor is just fucking insane. This lady. So if I can have another haven, warm weather, booze, hot chicks, and gambling, I'm all for that. So.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, that's really all I gotta say about Cuba. You want to listen to a voicemail? We got one this week.
Let's do it, buddy.
All right. So if you want to give us a call, be sure to call us at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit.
Hey, it's Eric from North Dakota. Who gives a shit? My who gives a shit for the week is the Reddit, the Dick Show subreddit. There's a bunch of fucking whiners. I mean, Jesus crippled Christ. You guys are grown men and you're whining about not having a show for a week that's absolutely free. Like, fucking get a life, fucking losers. Anyway, guys, enjoying the show. Hope you guys keep bringing us great content. Later.
Short and sweet, man. I love it. I, too, find the Dick Show subreddit to be full of man-children.
Damn, man.
Love your voicemail, man.
That might have been my favorite voicemail, dude. That dude was fucking on point. God, what a fucking Chad.
Yeah, you
what
didn't go on
Chad.
for too long. Very Chad. What was that guy's name?
It's Eric from North Dakota. Man, I'm a message this dude back. We need to get him in the Discord.
Hell yeah, Eric. You get the handicap seal of approval for that voicemail. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So, just a reminder, we do have a Discord out there. If you know someone that's in it, ask them, see if you can get in, or
Super
you can
cool
go to our Patreon.
only.
Yeah, if you're cool, we let you in. But if you want the easy way in, just go to our Patreon. Patreon.com/WGA shit show. If you come in at a $5 tier, you get an invite to the Patreon or to the Discord. You got a special role, and you'll get our bonus episode that we do once a month. And for our $2 tier, you get the video footage of this. As soon as we get done recording here, I upload that so you don't have to wait till Saturday. Usually it comes out on either Tuesday or Wednesday. And we do have our highest tier, our $20 tier, the not an ableist tier, and we got one guy in it. That's Mass Bleak, and we need to get that.
Yeah, Mass Bleak. Shout out to Mass Bleak. Mass Bleak album 3 dropping soon.
It is. It's dropping on the 17th. Mass Bleak 3. And man, we need to fuck with this dude some more. We need to get him to make us some music or something, dude. That'd be fucking badass. And we need to commission this guy because he fucking deserves it. He's really talented.
Yeah, let's get a Mass Week theme song with that sweet, sweet Patreon money.
That's what it's for, man. It's for investing in the show, making it better, and keeping us motivated to keep this show going. You know what I mean? It's a marathon, and man, it's fun. It's fun doing it. I enjoy it, and it's nice to know that what you do matters from the people on the Patreon. For all the people that are in, truly, thank you. Like it's nice to know that something that you just kind of create as a hobby is worth a shit. That I do care about.
Yeah, man, this is the first time I've done a podcast, and it doesn't feel like work. And the feedback we're getting from you guys is absolutely phenomenal, and I enjoy doing it. And Adam's a great guy to work with, and it's a lot of fun to shit on the news every week.
Yeah. Now, also, be sure to check out the Rich Dickman show. Rim, our audio editor, is a very talented guy. He has his own podcast. And if you want to throw him a couple of bucks, it's patreon.com/Rich Dickman. And also listen to my friends over at NFHC, NFHCpodcast.com. They got a fantastic show. They're kind of the ones that got me out of my shell to even start fucking around and podcasting in the first place. And so for that, I'm grateful to them. You got anything else you want to plug there, CJ?
I got one quick plug. WATP
WATP.
Live, Chicago, August 28th. It's a Saturday. I will be there. I have front row tickets. It's in Lombardi. If you want to buy me free booze, allegedly, you totally could do that, allegedly. I will be there. I will be there for one night. I can't wait for the show. It's going to be great finally meeting Carl for the first time. And my auto insurance will have no right to fuck me because Chicago's only like a 2-hour drive for me. So, Lombardi, Illinois, August 28th, live show. Be there.
Hell yeah, I wish I could go. But, I mean, that's really all we got for this week. See ya.
Stay horny, everyone.